Hello, happy 20th of January. Welcome back if you are a returning watcher, sharer in this space. Hello, if you're new, my name is Jessica, and this is my 50th video. I usually would not be aware of these sorts of things, but the YouTube app tells you how many videos you've put up. So I've done 49, I'm making another one, so this is my 50th video. I wanted to do something special for this video because I feel like, I don't know if any of you are like this, but I very much find it hard to stick to things. I'm very flighty. So the fact that I've done 50 videos, I feel really good about. So I want to do something to celebrate. But nothing particular came to mind, so I thought that I would just make a little vlog. I wanted specifically to talk about one project, which you can see a little bit of in the corner, and that's mainly the reason that I'm making this video. I'm sure you can already see in the little headline, but I've knit a sweater in a week. This is not the plan. Setting out into 2020, setting out into 2022. I'm also gonna just do my hair while we chat because that's the kind of vlog style that you're getting today. Also, I am filming on my phone because the sound quality the sound quality on my phone is better. And there's been some issues where people have said they've not been able to hear me very clearly when I'm filming on my big camera. So for now, I'm gonna just film on my phone and then see about maybe investing in a proper vlogging camera. Am I a real vlogger? I don't know. I'm gonna take my glasses off. Anyway, I knit a sweater in a week. Going into 2022 was like, not sure about, I thought about like doing a make 9. I saw some people doing a maker's dozen. I will try, I'd love to be able to cite the person who came up with that idea. So let's see if I can think about that and put that in the description later. Which included kind of projects that you were like bringing in to the new year, which I thought was really, I was like, yeah, that's the kind of thing I can do. So I thought about that, and the more and more the projects that I wanted to kind of add on were garments. I've not been a huge garment knitter in my knitting life. I've not had much success with it. A classic, you know, I fell prey to using completely the wrong yarn for the project many times because I will not learn. And I, most importantly, will not listen to other people who tell me, maybe that's not the right yarn for this sweater, or maybe you shouldn't, you know, use a fingering weight for an Aran sweater pattern. This is also my breakfast. It's very chill here today, very chill on the 50th video. Went and got some tea to go with my breakfast. This is the mug I got for Christmas. It's a skyscape of London. Lovely. Yeah, I have not had much success with garment knitting. I've made, show you my sweaters with half done hair. Yeah, that is today's vibe. I've made a few sweaters. This is one of them. It's got a nice crease down the side because it's been folded for so long. I wear this one mostly, I got a fun pattern on it. I wear this one mostly in the summer. Don't know why. It's 100% wool, but for some reason, the kind of wool that it was quite cheap. So I don't find it that comfortable to wear in the winter. I don't know why. I prefer it in the summer. So this is my kind of summer sweater that I made in 2020. And then this was potentially the first sweater that I made. No, I think I made a cardigan, but I don't have that anymore. And this was a one size fits all pattern, and I did knit it in the right weight of yarn, so that was a plus. And I love these details, but it's really too big. Like, the fit is not the one. So those are the sweaters that I've made in the past. And last year I kind of started making garments again. I made the ballerina wrap top. I made 2 little vests, one that I wear more and like more than the other one. But there's a lot of, I've seen people making sweaters and I'm like, maybe I could make a sweater. So in typical me fashion, go hard or go home, I made one in a week. I got 400 grams of DK yarn. I think it's a superwash merino, potentially, I'm not sure. I'll have to check the tags, which I can't do while I'm doing my hair. In my yarn advent calendar, I got a weekly advent calendar from Skein and the Stitch, which had 100 grams of, it could be DK weight or sock weight, but I got DK because I wanted to make a garment with it. Again, once I got it, I was like, is 400 grams enough to make a sweater? You'll see with the amount of yarn that I've got left to cast off with, I've just about had enough. But it was this fade, this like pinky purple fade. Again, I was like, do I like pink and purple? I don't know. But then I saw people knitting with a strand of mohair, and I was like, hello, this is the trend. This is what I want to jump on. So I've held it with mohair. I wish I could show it to you right now, but I've got to finish this plait. It's very important. The reason we're talking, and I'm also doing my hair and also eating my breakfast, is because I have a lot of work to do today, but I also wanted to make a video, so we're just coexisting together in this little space. I hope this is okay. We're having a very chill time for video number 50. Let's say more chill times in 2022. Yes, but, and then I saw another trend of the Drea Renee Knits everyday sweater. I just thought it was lovely, as did lots of other people, because I have seen many folks making this sweater. Again, typical me fashion. It's a sport weight sweater. It's not a DK weight sweater. It's not for the yarn that I wanted to use, let alone a DK held with a mohair. But I won't be told no by no pattern. So I did a swatch and just like roughly figured out what my gauge was and like the kind of fabric that I wanted to make. I've knit this at quite a tight gauge because I want quite like a stiff, I like quite a structured look to my sweaters. I really hate when they like, people talk about drape. I want to avoid drape. No drape. No drape. Just boxiness. So I found the fabric that I wanted to do, found my gauge, and kind of figured out what size I should make, what size I would make if I was making the sport weight, and what size I needed to make with my DK weight. And then I followed the number of stitches for the size of my gauge and the length of the pattern. You know, if it was like knit for 5 inches or an amount of inches, I would follow the amount of inches that was for the size that was actually my size in the sport weight, but use the number of stitches for like this. What I did was use the number of stitches for the second size and use the measurements for the, I think, 4th or 5th size, which is usually what I am in knit pattern. Okay, I just got hardcore cut off from my phone telling me that my storage was full. So I have just deleted everything off my device and I'm trusting in Google Photos that all my stuff is still there. what a morning. I'm gonna take this as a sign to stop rambling on about how I made the sweater, because I can talk about that later. If anyone is interested in making the Draven Knits everyday sweater in a DK, I gotta say a lot of it was I just was winging it. And I think maybe that's what I want to do more this year, is to not be afraid to make garments and to just try, because I would love to be able to make like the perfect sweater that like fits me really well. And there's some things that I've like done in this sweater where I've like diverted from the traditional path from the pattern, and done some things that are based on me thinking about what fits my body, and what problems I've had in the past with sweaters that I've made. So I'm gonna show it to you. Sorry for all the delay. Part of it is that there's a lot of tangled yarn, because I want to learn new techniques this year, and this sweater has taught me tubular bind on and tubular bind off, and oh my goodness, I thought it would be hard and stupid, but it was not. It was easy and really, really beautiful. So I've done all my setup for my tubular bind off, so I just need to do the 1 needle Kitchener stitch, which is again a new technique, and this is how much yarn I have left. So I probably could have got in like 1 more row if I'd really been pushing it, but I didn't want to risk it. And it's long enough. I was worried that it would be like super, super cropped, but like it's almost as long as the pattern says it should be. So this is my sweater. It's beautiful. Look, I mean, amazing. And also with like fading the yarns before, that's not something I've ever done before, of like alternating the skeins and then like going into the next one. But I think I've done a really good job. I feel like it just looks, I mean, it's also the dyer has done a really good job of making them really like close to each other, but I'm really, really happy with how it's turned out. It's blowing out a little bit, but you can see the point. So what I'm gonna do is put on a lecture, because I have quite a few to watch, and I'm gonna bind off my sweater because I want to wear it today, because I cast it on last Wednesday and today is Thursday, and to me that's making a sweater in a week. Like, I basically finished it last night, but I did everything except do the bind off, because I was like, it's 10 o'clock, I shouldn't be doing a Kitchener stitch at 10 o'clock. It's a general good rule, I think. So I'm gonna do that now, and I will catch you later. Is finished. I am pretty pleased with it. It's like not the perfect fit. Like, let me show you. So like there's a little bit of bunching here. The neck maybe could sit like a little flatter, but for a sweater I was basically making up the adjustments to the pattern as I went. I'm pretty pleased with it. What I'm especially pleased with is the way that the back fits, because a problem that I often have with sweaters is that because I have quite broad shoulders, that it like hangs off the back like out that way. But so what I did was I did some decreases here, but just on the back side, not on the front side, so that I had more fabric across the front for my front body and less fabric across the back for my back body. And there's still like a little bit, but I didn't want it to be like completely, you know, I wanted a bit of this, a bit of this, a bit of this. But what is important is that it's not hanging directly off there. It's flat. So yes, it is incredibly warm. It hits right where I wanted it to. I wanted it to be something I could wear with high-waisted stuff. I didn't do the full 4 inches of the ribbing because I didn't have the necessary yarn to do that. So I did what I could. The tubular bind off took forever, but luckily I had a lot of like audio reading material to get through. I've started using, what's it called? I think it's called Immersive Reader on like Microsoft things, where it like reads out texts to you, which I found really useful to try and get through things because I sometimes find it hard to take in information in the written format if I'm not in the mood for it. And it means I can do this at the same time. So yeah, this is my sweater. I made it. More to come. I have been looking at buying some yarn to make this sweater again because I really enjoyed it, but I don't want to like make it too soon without, you know, thinking, is it actually a sweater that I want to make again? Obviously I've been making it in a different size, but I like it. It's nice. Look at me go making a sweater. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. I don't know if there's anything more that I want to say about its construction or its make, because I think I've said most of the things that I wanted to say about it. But obviously I still need to do the ends, and I will block it, but probably not for a few days. So yeah, I'm gonna get on with a bit more work. I'm probably gonna make a smoothie. I've been making like either pre-lunch or post-lunch smoothies, which I've been really enjoying. So I'm gonna make one of those and do a bit more work, and then I think I will come back later and maybe talk about what I'm gonna knit next, because I don't know what it is. So we'll figure it out together. But yeah, I'm gonna go do those things and I'll catch you later. there is no light except for this artificial light that I have by my face, and I'm trying to angle so you're not getting so much shine. But that's what we're dealing with. That's Edinburgh in the winter. I had a class. It was good. Actually, it was a pretty good Zoom class. It didn't feel so tedious as a lot of the other Zoom classes, so that is good. And then I went straight out on a walk, as you will have seen, to make the most of the light before it disappeared. It's like there's a bit of light. It's about 5 o'clock. So the fact that there's still a bit of light at 5 o'clock means that we are on our way out, so that is good. I don't have loads of energy left, so it's not gonna be a huge debrief of everything that I'm knitting that's not this that I finished and I'm wearing and I'm enjoying. But I did want to talk about a few little projects, just to talk about them. I think one of the things that I found about going away for 3 weeks to be with my family and then coming back is that I was finding it tricky to like settle with a project. Like the ones that I kind of brought with me back from being at home, I did finish most of them, which I think I've already said, but yeah, I was finding it hard to be like, okay, I was like reacquainting myself with all the projects that I had on the go that I hadn't brought with me. So I feel like I needed a new project to like do. So I've done it. I've done my new project, and now I can go back to my old projects with a bit more vigor. So one that I've picked up that I was working on before Christmas and did not take with me home is this gorgeous half brioche, half fisherman's rib cardigan. And it's called the Sarah cardigan. It's a Cocoa Knits Method pattern. It only goes up to a 3X, so it's not a completely size inclusive pattern. So that's something to keep in mind before giving them your money. Something I should have kept in mind before giving them my money. But I did, and I'm making this pattern, and so far so good. I'm enjoying it. I'm at the body. I've split for the sleeves, so I'm working off of a self-drafted chart with different color highlighters for all of the different things that you have to do. It is quite complicated of a pattern. I think like it's quite complicated to figure out what they want you to do, because there's a lot of like, okay, do this every 5th row and do this every 7th row and do this every 12th row, and you kind of have to work out where that falls. They do provide a chart for you to fill in. Sorry, that's just my cat scratching the door. They do provide a chart for you to fill in, but I was working off of the pattern digitally, so I just copied out my own one, and it's good because I can. Do you mind, Graham? She does not mind. You can see her little paws. There she is. And just stop it. Okay. She responds to brief attention. So yes, I'm having a little writing it down. And it took me a little bit to kind of find my feet with it again. I very helpfully to myself just stopped in the middle of the row. And something else that I didn't do for this pattern was write down anywhere what size I'd done, like what size I was making. So I was doing a bit of sleuthing through my previous charts for previous bits of the pattern to use that information to try and figure out what size I was making. So I think I'm making the size 3, or if I wasn't making the size 3, I'm making the size 3 now. So that is just relatively simple knitting to be getting on with. And just, yeah, every so often there's a little something, a little decrease, a little increase, a little short row to do with that. Just played with the lighting a bit to see if it's slightly better. I'm now being lit more from above. It's different, that's for sure. So the other thing that I'm working on more consistently, or that I think that I want to be working on, is my half and half wrap. I, as you can see, have done quite a lot of my first colour, which is called Mushroom, in a yarn, I can't remember what it's called. Also, my Sarah cardigan is in a yarn that's been in my stash for so many years, I have no idea what it's called. I do know it's alpaca, but that's as much as I know. So yes, I am thinking I'm about here with my half and half wrap, so I'm not far off being done with my first colour, so that might be a fun little aim to try and get to maybe by the end of January. It's the 20th today, so that gives me 11 days. I think that's doable. So that is like for if I just need to be knitting some garter stitch at some point. Other than that, I have a lot of projects that are just, I'm not that excited about at the moment. Like my star-crossed cardigan, I have like this much of a sleeve to do, but I've run out of yarn. Well, it's not a cardigan, it's a crop jumper. And I need to order more of that yarn. But I'm also knitting another jumper with Cascade 220, and I think I'm going to need to order more for that as well, so I'm waiting until I have to order more for both of those. And yeah, I've just, other than that, got a lot of like little socks and like little fiddly things. So one thing that I'm thinking of doing is making another one of these, because I enjoyed it so much and I think I would like to make another one. So I'm gonna close out the vlog because I can see myself rambling and it's perhaps enjoyable, but it's probably not that enjoyable for you all to listen to me rambling. I'm gonna close out the vlog by showing you the colours and the yarn that I'm thinking of ordering potentially tonight. We'll see if things get a little crazy for making another one of these. Obviously it won't be in this beautiful fade. I'm wanting to make one in just like a colour, but let me show you. So this is a website called woolyknit.com. It's a British yarn website that I found by chance. I think they do cones of yarn and someone posted about buying one of their cones. But they also do hanks of 200 grams of British wool for £8. They do it for £8. And they also do these colours. Look at them. I've never made something neon before, although my 7th Street shawl is going to be neon. But there's just this orange, it's calling me. I don't know if I'm being like subtly influenced, but I mean, it's so good. My sensible brain is telling me, okay, you like this orange, maybe make this one instead, which is a burnt orange rather than neon orange, or this, also a gorgeous colour. It feels almost too good to be true. Look at that green. There we go. And only for £8 for 200 grams. I think that it's like yarn that's supposed to be for like rug hooking, you know what I mean, or like machine knitting, it says. But I don't see why I couldn't just knit with it. It's fingering weight. They do also do DK, so I'm gonna once again knit this sweater in the yarn weight that is not right for it. Did a DK with a mohair for this one and doing a fingering weight for my next one, and it's supposed to be sport weight, but sport weight is quite hard to find in the UK, so I'm gonna try it, because for £16 for 400 grams, which would be enough to make a sweater, I think. Maybe I'd have to cut the sleeves short, or maybe I'd have to order another one, but like if I do, it's £8. And I'm not my yarn snob. I don't like it's pure wool. I assume it's probably going to be like quite itchy scratchy, but like I like it a bit rugged, a bit sheepy. So I'm gonna try it. Maybe I'll order 2 colours? I don't know. I didn't think I'd like pink, but I really like this pink one. I'm like, do I want to make a neon pink version of this jumper? Stay tuned to find out. So I'm gonna go. This has become more unhinged as the day has gone on, which is always the case. That's your reward for staying to the end of the video, is you get unhinged Jessica. So I'm just gonna end it. I'm gonna end it here. And thank you for watching my 50th video. Thanks for sticking around, or thanks for coming if you're new. I'm gonna keep knitting. I'm gonna keep talking to you about it. Don't know when that's gonna be, but I'll be back. And I hope you have a really nice evening or morning or afternoon or whatever time it is when you're watching this. And yeah, let me know in the comments which colour you think I should make the sweater in. I will try not to order the yarn until I post this. If I have ordered a colour, I'll put it in the comments and let you know, but let me know which you think I should have bought. Either way. But yeah, I will see you all later. Have a lovely, lovely day.